Super overdrive.
Super over. So look at levels about 12 o'clock. The drive is way up there at about a little past 3 o'clock, and the tone is a little past about 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
And then we're going through a 60s Silvertone Twin 12, which is one of my favorite clean amps.
Yeah, we had a demo way, right? Yeah. So here we go. Here's my clean tone, everyone.
Yeah. There's no one here. Where's everybody? 43 seconds in.
It's like they're spending time with their family.
Yeah. Come on, people.
Come on, people.
Stop it. Sometimes I forget to. Oh, I got 3 people here. Sometimes I forget to set it to public. Hey, Pepper. Merry Christmas, Pepper. Say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Pepper.
Hey, Mark. Well, Bob Dixon, I spent about $600 having Bob Dixon make it. It's actually Bob Dixon's favorite amp. And Bob is one of the big guitar gurus in LA, and he Amp Hole. And he loves these amps. And he got it up and running. Yeah, it sounds great. Hey, Bruce. Settings on this. So you went bright on the tone.
I went on the tone.
Yeah.
The thing I've always noticed about the DS-1.
It's my main church Strat right there. Merry Christmas, Dan.
Merry Christmas. The DS-1s are always really low output for some reason. They just have like no. You have to have the level like all the way up.
I think, Mark, I got that, and it was working. I got the Twin 12 for a really nice old Gibson mandolin that I wanted, but it was a bummer.
At the time, which was probably like $600. You're like, oh.
No, it was a lot more than that. I think he knew. Oh, Holly's on. Hey, Holly. Okay, so that's the clean sound. Now, what if we do like a slight gain? So we're in the amp room. You can see this is where I keep my amps. See it's got a better view than my studio does. Unfortunately, but my studio is quieter than this room, so maybe it's because of all the amps. So I don't know. Let's see. So that's kind of nice, right? Slight gain. So without it, play like a big E chord.
Bridge pickup.
Okay, I got the level 2. Wow, that's a big gain. It's weird, the level's there, yeah. So the level on this one's in the middle, the level's on this one.
Yep.
Now, this is the older pedal, right, of the two? Isn't this the one that's in that reissue that they did, the 50th or 50th anniversary? What is it, the 50th anniversary or the 40th?
I think so. I think
40th.
Well, it would have been the 2-knob overdrive.
Oh.
Where they put a tone up. So I don't know when the SD-1
right.
the DS-1 came out, actually. You found something I don't know.
Well, it was I just saw a review on the. See, you're used to looking at my face. Ah, there I am. Bedhead. I just saw a review of they reissued the 3 pedals. You can get all 3 of them like hand wired, same exact electronics, and it was the phaser. A weird pedal.
The Spectrum.
Yeah, the Spectrum, which was like a wah filter kind of thing that you could adjust to have a wah that's half in, like
half cocked.
Yeah, half cocked or whatever. Which is what was the band like Blink-182 or one of those bands did that on a couple solos. I think what Blink.
Stone Age was always known for having like very like mid heavy like almost I like it.
And then the third pedal was, I can't remember if it wasn't a distortion plus. I think it was the original two button super overdrive. But it was for those 3 pedals. It was like $500.
800.
Oh, it was 800. That's crazy. So I mean, normally the pedals are. I mean, this was, I think 50. Oh wait, sorry, you can't see that. I think this was. I know that was $50. In fact, just a little heads up. Westwood Music is going out of business, and in Westwood, and they do have an online store. So they kind of gave me a good deal on that one. It was only $50, but out the door for 50. And then this is. I forget what I paid for that. Probably about the same. I don't think they're very expensive pedals, but the hand-wired ones are a little bit more. So, okay, let's go. Turn this off. And again, we're going through a Silvertone Twin 12. And if you're wondering what those little L shapes are, those are mic placement. So I put the mic. If I'm recording, I found the sweet spot in the speaker right here. I really like the sound of the speaker right there, so I'll put the microphone right there. If I'm going stereo, I'll put another one right there, or I'll choose one of these speakers.
So much, I'm like trying to play, and I'm like being a kid again.
It's just time for the buffer, Gary. Okay, so it's still due. And we're going back and forth between I gave him this for Christmas, and the cat gave me this for Christmas. So we're just comparing the Boss pedals this morning. Very, very, very different, actually. Here, hold this for a second and talk.
Hold it and talk? I'm holding and I'm talking. Okay. I mean, what can I say about this stuff? What can I say that we don't already know? It's got to be some cool factoid.
We had to do some research.
I thought we blew all the Super Beatles and Silvertone apart in the 70s. One escaped. Actually, yeah. I mean, like, they still work. It's actually a great sounding circuit. The only thing about this amp that's atrocious is that spring reverb.
Oh my gosh, we'll pull it up.
Yeah, it's the worst spring reverb of all time.
But first, let's do the best thing, which is the
tremolo.
The tremolo.
Yeah, the tremolo. So, well, we're not in channel 2. Oh, does it go to both channels, or does it only go to channel 2?
Play. I think you're right. I think it's only channel 2. Okay. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so now the only downside of this tremolo is you don't have a lot of speed options.
That's more than an old Vox, though. That's 3 positions.
Here's the slowest. That's the slowest. That's pretty fast for slow. And that's the fast. It's like really
very fast.
I wonder if there's a way to change that. Would be a circuit?
Yeah, you can probably bias it down. So, I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm not claiming to be.
But that's the play. Sorry, you need to.
I can play anything with open strings.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love the tremolo on this thing. So this is the setting right now. Like I said, the speed. It's just such a warm tremolo. Great tremolo. I mean, better than a Fender amp, I think. Yeah, this is a great amp. This is a long time ago, probably maybe even before Alex. But I spent about $600 having Bob Dixon clean it up. And Bob Dixon's a amp guru who works on Metallica's amps, Weezer, Eagles. Basically works on a lot of big. I think even
anybody that's in
I think yeah. And also I think he does Pink Floyd. Those guys. And so he, David Gilmour's amps, but he loves this amp. Now, I didn't see it for 6 weeks because you got to wait in line with the guy, and you get cut in line all the time by his big clients. Yeah. But he made this thing. This is literally Bob Dixon's favorite amp. he goes, man, this is my favorite amp. I love these things. They sound so good. And it's a great clean amp. It actually, I think it takes pedals really well too. And so I'm a big fan of these if you can find them. They're not that expensive, but oftentimes it's hard to find them in good shape. Now, like I said, the tremolo on this thing is godlike. It's amazing how, did you change your volume? Oh, you did? Okay, I was like, wow, that's really changed the volume. I mean, listen, even all the way up.
Wavy.
Yeah, it's very, but it's not on off though. It's not on off, so it's a great sounding reverb. Tremolo. Now check out the reverb. This is the worst reverb in the history of amps. In fact, it sounds like it wants to feed back or something.
It's microphonic.
It's very microphonic, yeah.
I would be curious and switch up.
It's made it on a couple of records. Hitting this tank, it's annoying. It's a really bad. At least it has an on-off.
It's cool with that kind of stuff,
though. I see. I can't change the orientation. Okay. No, I've changed guitar. I've got a different guitar here. Here. Do I have a pick still, or what did I do with my pick?
What did you do with your pick? That's a great question. Do you need one?
No. Your pick now. I can't even show it on YouTube. R-rated guitar pick. Okay, so let's.
You also use the gravity picks now.
Here, hold this for me.
Yep.
Let me see.
And then... Okay. No. Do we sip on a confession? Hold on. What were the speakers in it when they were stock? These actually are the stock speakers, so that's what makes this thing so amazing.
Yeah, the blue frame Jensens.
That is correct.
Yeah. Which are, I think, what came in like old Fender amps. So that's part of the reason why they're so sought after. If you can find one of these amps with blue frame Jensens. And the cool thing is the piggyback, the head fits in the back and snaps into the back.
It does, yeah.
So you end up carrying one thing. It's like a big suitcase.
Sorry, you might want to tune up. You're really... Before we blast it through the amp. Yeah. I love that guitar. I really like those Seymour Duncans too. Those Antiquity ones sound really good in that thing.
Still getting to it.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Our extended YouTube family.
Okay, put on the Distortion Plus, the orange one. Kind of beefy, woofy, but we can totally turn up the tone. Turn down the gain and turn up the tone. It's pretty responsive though too.
It is.
The harder I pick, pretty clean. Pretty distorted. And the neck pickup, in case Plus, or the distort. Sorry, the DS-1 is more G string way flat. Bend that bad boy, and it just goes out of tune.
Dan, Merry Christmas.
See you, Dan. Oh, you guys can go to, if you want to see the service, the church service, they're airing it every hour on the hour for New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, and today. So every hour, on the top of the hour, go to theshepherd.com, I think?
Theshepherd.org.
Theshepherd.org, is that right?
Or shepherdchurch.org now, I think.
Shepherdchurch.org or something like that. Just Google Shepherd Church in Porter Ranch, and Alex is checking it out here. I'll take the phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you Google
Shepherdchurch.com.
shepherdchurch.com. Okay, so if you go to shepherdchurch.com at the top of the hour, you can see me and Alex. They actually did a really good job. We set up, instead of on the stage, we took all the chairs out of the auditorium and set up on the floor. And the floor is like really, really shiny concrete. And so it looked like we're like standing on a pond or something. It's really kind of cool. I really thought it looked great, and Dudley did a good message. And the whole service is, I think, 35 minutes total, and that includes in fact, if you are going to watch it, maybe get candles ready, and you can light candles at the end and sing Silent Night, which is what we do traditionally every year. So we did that as well. So, and I'm playing acoustic guitar the whole service, and Alex playing his 59 Jaguar. Wait, I got to say that again. There we go. He's playing his 59 Jaguar. It's a jazz master.
Always getting those two mixed up.
Yeah, no, I'm just messing with Alex.
I want to find a Jag.
I may pick up one before the end of the year.
I thought about getting the Squire.
Here, you want to try this guitar?
Sure.
Here we go. Giving Alex the SG. And this is a destroyed, bastardized SG that I got at a wedding. Yeah, I've had this Strat for 20 years now. I've had it refret 3 times. We also have I don't think we have a battery in here though. I don't know what it sounds like. It's probably pretty hey Dash. It's probably pretty loud in there. I mean, it's pretty compressed on YouTube. Sorry about that. Oh, so you want... But I like to pick the guitar. I remember I FaceTimed that guitar to you. Remember that? I was in Prescott, Arizona, and I said, hey, man, what do you think of this? And like the Bigsby's missing. They painted it. It's got the wrong electronics. I think it's the original tuners. The neck has never been broken off, which is a pretty good thing for a 70s Gibson. I think this is probably a 70 or 71, so it's an old one. But those are not the original pickups. Those are Seymour Duncan Antiquities. Is that right? Seymour Duncan? Yeah, Antiquity ones, yeah. Da-da. Misters.
Someday I want to learn the Chet Atkins version of that.
Oh yeah, Chet's great.
That's a someday learn. Like I don't know.
The other
I don't
one,
have like time or motivation
yeah,
to do that right now.
someday I want to learn it, but I don't want to. You know when I really like his Stars and Stripes Forever. He did. It's really good.
Yeah, it's great. You always had such a. You just did that thing. Really
Best patch cables to get the Dash. I really like George L's cables. These guys here, you make them yourself, so you buy the cable and you buy the ends, and then they're really easy to make up. They're solderless. You don't need solder at all. I could show you. But George L's, I can send a link or something like that, and then for pedals, I mean, I think this is I don't know, for basic pedals, like cheap, like that's a $50 pedal right there. That's a good, like crunchy. What else? I mean, yeah, if you had.
that sounds like that sound.
If you had three pedals to get, Alex, what would they be? Not specific pedals, but like type of pedals.
3 types of pedals.
Like a distortion.
For me, it would be overdrive, distortion, and a delay.
A delay, yeah.
I think I'd even get reverb. I don't use reverb that often. I think that was one of those things that I learned in Pro Tools when I was taking Pro Tools classes.
Right.
Was like, if you can use a delay, use that instead, because reverb, like, for every transient, you extend that transient constantly. It's like a constant. Whereas a delay is a set of repeats, so it has more clarity and more like spacing between the notes. So reverb adds density, where delay does add density, but not nearly as much. And so you get. So I think you use
a little delay. And what's a good cheap delay pedal?
For analog delay, I'd recommend the carbon copy. I mean, you get them for like $100 or less.
Okay, carbon copy.
Delay,
Carbon copy is MXR.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What
digital delay? You can get digital. Heck,
I
mean, these guys make really cheap pedals.
Yeah.
The Behringer, right? Mm-hmm. That one right there does so many things, and it was only $50.
I like the Boss DD5.
The D5 is good. The Boss, yep. You could get all Boss stuff. The thing is, I might add a fourth pedal to that and just get a volume pedal. I'm a big fan of the volume pedal, and you can do swells that way, and you can. Here, I'll switch this. So if you have a good volume pedal, you can do you can do swell, so you can get a lot of reverb or delay going, and you just hit a chord and then swell in with your pedal, like heel, toe. And then what that does is it creates this kind of synthesizer effect, which I like to use a lot. Plus, you can use the volume pedal to adjust your level, and you can put it going into your distortions, so you can clean up your distortions by turning down your volume in front of it. Or you can put the volume after your distortion, so your tone, you can turn down your volume without your tone going away. So, volume pedal can come in real handy. I also like wah pedals, but, that's just me. And then, you're saying a distortion and an overdrive, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
What's the difference between a distortion and an overdrive? If you know, I mean.
There's different, just gain amount.
One's distortion is less gain, right? Or more?
Is a lot more gain.
More gain.
Overdrive is just a subtle, clean boost. Think like you're pushing your amp a little too hard.
Right. So this is an overdrive, and this is a distortion. So you could get each of those. I think this was $50.
Even for me, honestly, I could make do with a single overdrive, a versatile one, but like a single overdrive.
Well, here's the thing I've always done with overdrives too, is that if you have two of them, all right, you really have 4 sounds. You have the guitar.
Clean.
Whoops. Right? Then you have one pedal on. You have the other pedal on. And then you have both on. So you could really have 2 rhythm sounds with the pedal. You could have 2 rhythm sounds dialed up with the pedals, okay? So with the pedals, you could have on one, oh shoot, I just flipped the camera around. On one pedal, you could have one certain rhythm sound, like a slightly, or that could be a heavy rock rhythm sound. This one could be a slightly crunchy rhythm sound. And then if you turn them both on, you could get your lead sound with that, like more sustain, a lot more gain. And I find that when you have and more volume, so that you can cut through, because when you're playing lead, you're usually playing one string, as opposed to when you're playing rhythm, you're playing 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. And so you tend to cut through a lot louder until you go to solo, and it's like, man, I can't hear myself when I solo. So that's why you need to kind of boost your level when you're soloing. So
yeah, for me, I'm like, most gigs I could do with one overdrive and a delay. And if I had to choose, I would pick overdrives. I would either
Hotcake?
No, actually, either the Sparkle Drive or the Haymaker.
Okay, so this is the Sparkle Drive mod. This is the newer one.
Yeah, I like.
You can get the old one still.
Yeah. So that or the
Full disclosure, Alex works for Voodoo Lab, but you'll notice that it's on my pedal and it's pedal board, my mini pedal board that goes into my rig. So basically, I have this pedal board, which is like the Giggity is kind of like a Neve channel or something.
Yeah, mastering preamp.
A mastering preamp. This is like a clean gain or whatever. This is the harmonizer thing, and this is my compressor. And then that goes into this. So I got tons of effects in here. So I don't need echoes or delays or reverbs or anything like that. So
yeah, so if I had a Sparkle Drive or a Haymaker and the Impress Vintage Modified Super Delay, I'd be happy.
Right.
Overdrive and that one delay. I can pretty much do everything with those two. So that's 90% of my sound.
Yeah, a lot of gear. I mean, it's my job. So, I mean, to be honest, I have friends that have that aren't even pros, and they have 5 times what I have just because they're collectors. I want my car mechanic to have a lot of tools. I want him to be able to fix anything that's wrong with my car. And so if you send me a song and you want me to be able to fix anything that's wrong with your song, so I need all my tools, so to speak. But that's the thinking behind all the gear. And pedals are kind of a little addictive thing. Pedals are cheap. It's easy to pick up another one every now and then, and every now and again. And there's sometimes subtle nuances between them, and you can start to hear those as you start collecting them. But anyway, yeah, that's the shootout today, Christmas morning shootout. So I'm trying to catch questions as they come. Sorry. Merry Christmas to you, everyone. Jim Horse, good to see you. It's crazy. Everybody's on. Oh, Bruce is working. Bruce is clocked in, so he's doing his job. He's like, "Are you new to the live stream?" Hey, Tom's on. And I am on generally on Fridays, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 9 a.m. Today, obviously Christmas, but I'll try to log on tomorrow at 9 a.m. So we're going to finish this week's lesson on the major blues scales in G and C and D for the bluegrass thing, okay? And so we'll probably reiterate all of those, kind of run through them all, and then I'll probably go through the song again. Every week I'm trying to write a song to go along with the lesson. So next week we'll probably do Mixolydian. G Mixolydian, and just do one scale for the whole week, which will be fun. So, and then Alex is over here jamming. It's Christmas morning. Is it still Christmas morning? What time is it? It's got to be noon by now.
No, probably not. I got here. It's 11.
It's a mess in here. This is our Christmas wrapping room here. And my pool needs to be cleaned. I need to get out and skim my pool. Yeah, so, and the amp we're using, if you don't know, that's a Silvertone Twin 12. It's a great amp. My favorite clean amp, really, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I just like it because it has more character. This is a great, if you can have only one amp, I would recommend a Gibson, a Fender Deluxe Reverb.
Yeah, actually, I second that one.
That's just like because it's a good pedal amp, it's a good clean amp, and if you got an amp that sounds great distorted but doesn't sound good clean, you're gonna find it's limited in use.
Well, and this is another good trick for anybody looking to buy anything, but I went to a Guitar Center, and I went on Guitar Center's website and found an amp that I wanted, which was a Vibra Lux, the 210 Vibra Lux custom shop one that Fender was making. You can find those really good deals used, $800 for their custom shop Fender amp. And I was like, oh, I'll get that. So I went to the store to just try out some Fender amps, ended up playing a deluxe reverb, falling in love with the deluxe reverb, and just going, do I just want this instead? So then I took the picture of what was on their website. I was like, hey, so this is the price I want to pay for something. I was looking to spend $800, but the deluxe was $1,100 new.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, well, so if they want to make a commission, because used they don't get like virtually anything on it.
Right.
So I just said, well, I'll either buy the used one, or you can drop the price on the deluxe, and I'll buy the deluxe. And they dropped the price to $800 on the deluxe.
Wow,
so
that's
I got
a good deal.
Like $850 out the door.
That's great. Yeah, and so I mean, if you get too small of an amp, like this little guy, this Epiphone is great. It's how many watts is that? 2 watts?
5.
5 watts. Okay, it's 5 watts. All it's got is a volume knob. They have kits you can put tone knobs on them, but that thing won't do clean. Like you can't do loud clean on that. But it's just a fun little amp to have. That, and in fact, when I bought that thing, I think I paid $99 for it.
They're still $99.
Are they still $99?
They're still available.
Yeah, and you can still get them. I tried it in all my cabinets, and it didn't sound good until I put it in the Marshall and then cranked it in the Marshall, and it sounded like AC/DC. That's a pretty good little amp, but for $99. But it's just got a volume knob. That's it, and you can't get a clean tone out of it. A Fender Deluxe, and this is a '70s one. You can tell it's silver face. They call it silver face. The older ones are blackface, and they've reissued the blackface ones, and that's what Alex has is a reissued blackface.
Used to have. Sold it.
Oh, you sold it. Okay.
A while ago, yeah.
You still have a Deluxe or no?
Well, I mean, my big main amp is basically a high-powered Deluxe.
Oh, okay, high power. And these are 22 watts, right?
Yeah, mine's my big guys.
Yeah. And Fender Twins are 100 watts, so they're right, or is it 60 watts?
There's a 50 watts and a 100 watt version.
Okay. Twins are just too stinking loud, and they're heavy, and they're no fun.
And they're also 6L6s, which, if you're asking me, 6V6s sound way better. They're way warmer, nicer, low mid. The 6L6s are a little bit hollowed out and a little bit, I guess, sterile sounding to my ear.
Right.
So when I built my amp, I wanted closer to 50 watts.
Right.
But I didn't want 6L6s, which is normally when you up for that Fender sound and want to go higher wattage, you end up going 6Ls because it provides the wattage you need. But we just did a quad of 6Vs, which got us there. Okay.
So all right. I'm sorry. I'm not a very good cameraman. Basically, the point being that, a Fender Twin is a lot of amp, and that's a pretty standard amp back in the day in like Nashville and stuff like that. And it's also a very common amp for what's called backline, which is when you're doing a gig out of town and they ask you, what do you want backline wise? You can order pretty much, anything that's a common amp. You could order like a Vox AC30. You could order a Marshall of some kind. You could order up you could order up any Fender pretty much. And I used to order up Fender Twins, and I just got tired of not being able to run them past 1 because it was just so stinking loud. And when you're trying to get that, you're at 1 and you're trying to go to like a little bit louder, it like jumps up and doubles in volume, and you're like, dang it, no, I don't want that loud. So I started ordering two deluxe reverbs, and I bring a stereo pedal so that I can have stereo, which is nice. It sounds better on stage, but that's what I've been doing.
Deluxe is the most consistent I've found.
Yeah.
I mean, Twins are very consistent, but AC30s are so not.
No, AC30s are not consistent.
If you get the 6TB model, it'll sound great, but if you're using the CC2X, crappy.
Well, some of them have a solid state preamp, and some of them have 2 preamp. Right. Yeah.
Then Marshalls, there's all sorts of Marshalls. You could end up with a really good Marshall or a really garbage Marshall.
Yeah, there's Marshalls are all over the place. You have to, and usually when you do a gig like that where they're providing what's called backline, you specifically name the exact amp you want, or you ask them what do you have, and you look at their list and then you pick from it. But anyway, that's regardless. I mean, my point being that a Fender Twin, if you can only have 1 amp, that's a good place to start. A Fender Deluxe, sorry, Fender Deluxe is a great place to start. Because it's a good clean amp and it takes pedals well, so you can drive it and everything like that. It's 1 speaker, so you only have, it's the thing about Fender amps is the backs are open, so they're gonna fill up the whole area, which is actually a nice thing. If you put it in a corner, you're gonna get a lot more sound out of it. Whereas a Marshall is closed back, and AC30s are closed back, right?
No, they're open.
Oh, they're open back. Okay, so any cabinet that's open back is going to let the sound go all around. Any cabinet that's closed back is going to be more directional. So like if you're like here, see where Alex is standing, actually he wouldn't hear that Marshall very well.
No, I wouldn't.
Because his head's above it. Okay. But even if he was plugged into this Deluxe here, sorry, my I'm gonna flip this around. If he was plugged into that, even though he's standing over here, he would probably hear it because the sound's going to go up the wall all around the room because it's open back. This is very directional. I've played in front of like Marshall stacks, like a double stack, and you know when you get off axis, when you out from in front of it, it's loud, but it's not as loud as when you stand right in front of it. It sounds like a freaking jet engine going off. So yeah, it's. That's definitely different. But and then this amp, you know, if you find one of these, the problem with these is these are old, the Fender Twin 12s. It'd be great if someone reissued them. But I really love the sound of these. I think maybe there's something wrong with the reverb tank. I don't think that was anything that Bob addressed because it does sound like it's like, okay, that's not right.
No, they're notoriously bad.
But the reverbs on these are heinous. But the tremolos, I love. It's my favorite tremolo. I mean, if I could take the tremolo out of one of these and make it a pedal, I would do it in a minute because the only problem is it doesn't have a really good slow speed. Oh, okay. What was that? I missed that one. Let's see. I can't. How do I see?
If you just swipe up on the comments area, it'll come up. You trying to see the comments?
Oh, there we go. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, thanks. Let's see. Ooh, it's cold there. Okay, so where am I going here? Okay, I think Marshall used the Bassman circuit to come up with their classic amp. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
The Bassman 100 is a beast.
Well, it's because historically, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you might know this better than I would, but they were not allowed to import American products into England in the 60s.
Yeah, well, there was a technology ban. Yeah, that's why the Beatles were stuck recording on 4-tracks. Yeah, yeah. So, we had 16 here at the time. We're still using 4-track.
So that meant that Marshalls were actually Jim Marshall flew to the States, got an amp, flew it back, and basically just cloned a Bassman circuit with what he could find, and that's why it's EL 34s or 84s versus 6Ls because they couldn't get those tubes.
Interesting.
In England, they couldn't.
And it created a different sound.
Slightly different sound, but I mean those early Bassmans. I mean, if you compare a Bassman and a Marshall, they're pretty similar on clean.
Holly is asking, Tom, do you like any multi-effects units? Well, clearly I do because I'm using this thing, my Lexicon, and I'm plugged into this, and then I don't use the preamp section of the signal. This is a full-on tube amp right here. I don't really use the preamp section of this, but I do use the power amp section of this. And also this has speaker outs that I can use too. And I use this rig for a long time. In fact, this may be I need to migrate my data from one to another. In fact, is this not hooked in? No. Okay. But as far as multi-effects pedals boards, you can definitely get a better deal, on sheer number of pedals, pedals. I do have, let's see, where is it? The thing I take on the road, my fly rig thing, is this. Hold on. It's kind of heavy for a fly rig, but it just goes in my suitcase. It's hilarious because I have it all taped up. Do you see all this tape right here? They put the brightest orange lights on this thing. And they just, they're so bright, and they blind you when you're trying to, you're on a completely black stage. So this is one of the things I take to and this is stereo out. Although right now I only use mono. And I tape up so I can remember. The problem with this thing, the problem with it, besides the fact that this handle came off, I don't even know why they have handle. I wish these weren't even there. But the problem with it is I only use it so rarely that I have to break out the manual every time I go do a gig and read it on the airplane because I'm like, how do I run this thing again? But it's got modulation effects and vibrato, phaser, tremolo, and panner. If you're in stereo, it has delay effects, which are clean, analog, tape, dynamic, dual, and ping-ponging. Again for stereo effects. The boost, which is just a thing you can set a leveled. If you go into a solo or something, you hit that and it knocks you up. This is the tap tempo button. This is the drive button. So you got drive here, you got overdrive and distortion both. Compressor, I've got percussive compressor, sustain, and advance, more like a studio compressor. And then reverbs, where are the reverbs? Here, spring, hall, room, and plate. So this thing's not bad, and you can probably pick these up. The TC thing used for not too much now. They're pretty cheap, and they're MIDI-able, which is good if you're using MIDI. And standard power output. So okay, wait, did I? Oh yeah, I'm working on it, Dennis. Yeah, the bright lights had to kill. They killed me. I mean, I still had to leave a little bit of the light showing so that I could see if the button was on. You know, you don't want to cover it too much, but gosh, it was just ridiculous.
I mean, that thing's pretty in depth. I wonder if there's a brightness.
I tried to find something. Yeah, no, I think there is not a brightness. It was funny because I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh, surely there's a brightness control, and I think there is for this, and not this, but this or something, which is stupid because you need that as bright as you can get it. It's this. These were just killing me. So yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to multi-effects units, and TC Electronics is good stuff. I mean, I have their original the chorus flanger pedal. I still have it. That was in my rack. I had it in my rack when I was, and that was like $300.
The old rack.
Yeah, I don't even have. Well, I guess you do have it all.
The old rack, yeah. I think, yeah, there's some really good multi-effects out there. I like the Eventide H9. I mean, you can only do one.
Be kitty. Sorry.
You can only do one effect at a time, but it's still a great unit. Like, you can do. It's got good verb.
Sam is asking, do I have any experience with old Gibson amps? He says apps, but he meant amps. I own a 66 Gibson Lancer I've had since 81, wondering if you have an opinion.
Blake's little Gibson amp sounds gorgeous.
Yeah.
I don't know what that model is. But.
I'm kind of bummed because when I got my 175 from my friend that I'd been asking him to sell it to me for over 30 years, and he finally sold it to me. Also had a Gibson amp that he said, "Do you want this too?" Actually, I think he was willing to give it to me if I was willing to pay for the shipping or something. But he said it doesn't work because it was in the basement when the basement got flooded. And I was just thinking, yeah, I don't think I want to deal with that because if the wood is fiberboard or whatever, it's just going to be nasty, Yeah. So I have only played through a couple Fender amps or Gibson amps.
Yeah. I've played through quite a few, actually. I've liked every single one I've played through.
Okay.
Thus far.
So there's your opinion. Come on. I think we're back. Here's the studio. Oh my gosh, it's such a mess in here right now. Stephen was mentioning the several hours of the Drop 2 videos. Yes, that was a labor of love. I don't know that it's funny. Look at those videos and look at the view count on those videos, and they have let me see, I can go outside here. The Drop 2 videos have hopefully I don't buffer. Well, I don't know. We'll see. It's nice out here. It's probably 80 degrees. No, it's not 80. It's probably 75 out here. But I'm not bragging. But the first video has like 1,700 views or 2,000 views or something like that, and then it goes down from there, and it gets pretty obscure. But if you watch the first video, you can get a sense of it. You think it's something you will use. The Drop 2 videos are great for jazz, and they're really good for Drop 2 chords are really, really good for chord melody. So if you want chord melodies are when you play by yourself, you're playing the melody and the chords, maybe the bass line, things like that. Like a jazz guitar player that can just play, like Joe Pass or something like that. Who one of my favorite guitar players, or Tal Farlow or Herb Ellis. There's so many great solo jazz guitar players that play by themselves. But even I use Drop 2 chords as a I use Drop 2 chords as a within the context of rhythm playing in a band, or also in the context of soloing with a band. So you can use Drop 2. You could use them then. But that's my hat's off to you. Thank you so much for watching this, because you're the one. You and my mom, right? Let's see what else. Mr. Gibson amp opinion. Oh, sorry. Yes. So Alex likes them. Alex really likes the tone of Gibson amps. My recollection, I've only played through a couple of them, is that they're not super loud, but I think they're really good for some situations. I think they just never caught on which is a good thing because that means you can get vintage Gibson amps for relatively cheap. And you know, it's kind of fun having vintage gear, and especially in this day and age when you're doing so much stuff, either you're miking things, you're on stage, you're miking, or you're in a room. You don't necessarily need Marshall stacks for everything. And like I was talking about Fender Twins before, you know, that's not an amp you're going to want to have. So sorry, I got to take off my glasses to be able to read this. Gibson Falcon amp. Yeah, that's a cool amp too. Oh, thank you, Steven. I really appreciate that. Oh, you got him bookmarked. Yeah, yeah. Check out the Bruce, Steven. Yeah, just check out the view count on those stupid videos, because you look at some of the last ones, and I think I did 40 of them or something like that. I don't know how many there totally are. I think I have a playlist called Drop Two Chords. So let's see. Merry Christmas, B Kitty. I got to say some shout outs here. Thank you, Steven. Merry Christmas, Charlie B. Merry Christmas, Gary. Bruce, God bless you today, man. Sam Stavis, thank you so much. Oh, Euro. Oh, message deleted. Sorry, whatever he said. I'm not sure. You're a doubt. Okay. Thank you, thank you, Bruce, for deleting the message. Keeping this all PG-13 or PG, if we can. Yeah, you mowed your lawn on Christmas. Nice. Oh, that's right. You're in Florida. I forgot. Yep. Let's see. We had someone new there. Good to see you. Tararu. Boy, that sounds African or something. It's kind of a cool name, or a handle anyway. Okay. So what do we got going on? You get to see my wrinkles now. So this is going to look funny later. Dennis is here. Jim Lee, Merry Christmas. Ibanez Tube Screamer is that's a great, actually. A Tube Screamer, and then they had a Tube Screamer Plus or Tube Screamer, whatever. I like the original, obviously the original Tube Screamers are really hard to find because they're very, very expensive. I forget what the model number was. It the TS-707 or something like, I forget. The one that Stevie Ray Vaughan used, and you can't find them anymore. They're very expensive. But I got a reissue one that was good. And then the first Tube Screamer I had, which was just a basic Tube Screamer, I thought was a very usable pedal. I remember I loaned it to someone and they put the wrong power supply on it and fried it. So I don't have that one anymore. What was it? Sam knows. TS-808. I know, it's funny. It's like, it reminds me of the 808 drum machine. It's like 808. Wait, can't you guys like use some different numbers? So yeah, I think, yeah, the Ibanez Tube Screamer is actually really good. And in spite of its name, it's not a super duper gainy pedal. I never treated it like a lead tone thing. I always treated it like more of a crunch power chord kind of thing. I'm trying to think of what. My first distortion box was the distortion, and we called them distortion boxes back then. My first distortion box was the MXR Distortion Plus, and I actually have like 3 of those now that have been given to me through the years. One of them doesn't work, but I've kept them for parts. TS-9DX, yeah, that is the newer one, and there was one that was the TS-808 Plus or something that had a lot more options on it, and it wasn't bad. I should do another one of these with Alex where we pull out a lot of distortion pedals, but it'd be better. In fact, I probably should put I'll put some URLs here so you can go pick up either one of these pedals that we just demoed, because they're actually they're pretty good, kind of basic, have in your box pedals. You know, have them in your, not necessarily on your pedal board, but have them so that you can throw them on the pedal board every now and then. Oh, God bless you, Steve. You are amazing. Thank you, sir. Yeah, that was, you get that the drop tooth stuff is the drop two lessons. That, like I said, was a labor of love, and that one is a direct. Okay, Alex, it's did he put away the SG? Oh, he did. Okay, good. The drop two chord stuff was a real one of those things where I told you if you watch my channel preview or whatever, I put, when my dad passed away in 2011, everything he knew about jazz and baseball and family history immediately disappeared. I mean, there's a saying, I think it's an Indian saying that where if when a person dies, a library burns to the ground. And that's very true. And so I had stopped teaching private lessons right around that time. And I decided what I'd do is I'd go ahead and start teaching my private lessons on YouTube and uploading them so people can benefit from them because I'm not teaching privately really anymore. Occasionally I do. And I kind of developed a certain pedagogy, a certain way of dealing with students or teaching things that hopefully makes it easy to understand and relatable. And more importantly, this is the best compliment I ever got. You don't teach people how to play music; you teach people how to make music, which is really, I think, for me, that's a good analysis of what I'm trying to do. Whenever, in fact, I think this whole series on bluegrass is perfect. I'm showing you scales, and I'm saying, okay, now jam over this, and then I let you go. And it's and I'm showing you songs, but the songs even the songs I'm telling you how I'm making them and how I'm writing these songs and making music that way. So I feel like that is kind of just my MO in some ways. So Jim, yeah, because see I'm on later. So Jim and see who's there's Jan. Hey Jan. Hey Ferry at X. It's a cool name. So wait a minute. Did we see? Was it one of the Jims? Jim Lee on here? Oh yeah, Jim Lee. And from Bonnie. Hi Bonnie. Hi Jim. Good to see you. Miss you guys. I'm sorry I changed my time and it's harder for you to join us. That's a bummer. Just the 9 o'clock. It's marginally better. I think we actually get more viewers as we go. Like at 10:30, everybody starts showing up. The reason I moved it up though was so that I could get more done in my day. Oftentimes, when I knew that we were starting at 11 my time, I wouldn't get a lot done beforehand because a lot of what I do is writing, and writing is a lot of times. And I'm working on a novel right now. And I know that sounds funny, but I've written like 4 screenplays, a TV series, just for fun, believe it or not, complete, and I got some interest in it. I'm trying to kind of drum up some interest. It's very, very tough to be successful in a business you have 0 contacts in. But I'm writing a novel right now, but writing novel and writing music, it's one of those things where you just kind of got to focus. It's a very solitary focus, and if you know you've got a back end where you've got to stop, it makes it really difficult to start in the first place. So that's why I moved at 9 o'clock so I could get done by 11 and then get back to work for the rest of the day, usually till 11 at night or whatever. So, but that's why I haven't seen Jim and Bonnie, I think, is because and Jim's saying Merry Christmas to everybody. Oh, I'm going to blow your mind here. And I was checking out Drop 2 and other places, and you did a real nice job of making them click. Oh, I'm so glad. That's awesome, Stephen. That's really, really good. I haven't really, the thing is, it's not, that was, all right. Come on. There we go. Sorry about that. So I'm going to finish up here in a minute. But yeah, Steve, feel free to join us for the Bluegrass series. That's going to go for a little while longer because, like I said, next week tomorrow we're going to continue what we did this week, which is the major blues scales. Next week we're going to do the Mixolydian, G Mixolydian. I think we're just going to do one scale and make it work for the whole progression, which will be fun. That'll keep it a little simpler. That'll kind of bring us back to square one in some ways, reset. And then the next week we're going to do 3 different minor pentatonics, G, C, and D minor pentatonics, and how those work over the pentatonic. Over the and then I'm going to add the blues notes to those. So that'll be another week. So we had at least 3 more weeks there. And then I'm thinking about doing a whole list of, I'm thinking about doing maybe some, like open string licks or, tricks, country and bluegrass kind of tricks I can show you, which are fun. I've got a couple that Carl Verheyen showed me, who's actually a really good country player. He can really do that kind of chicken picking stuff really well. So I may show you some of those kind of fun things, and we may spend some time working on those. And then I don't know what we're going to do next, but what happened, and Steven's gone, I think, but what happened was that 7 Tips for Older Beginners really blew up my channel. So that's when I started focusing more on beginners and less on intermediate to advanced players. So it's just like I went from 7,000 subscribers to 86,500 now, Bruce, I think we're at. Getting there. I was just looking into about being verified because I wouldn't mind getting verified. Here's why, Bruce. I was thinking if I'm verified and I have a little check after my name, when I make comments on other people's videos, like Rick Beato's videos, I think people will go and click on my site and go, oh, cool, I like his videos. So I'm kind of hoping that once I get verified, that as I make comments, which I do, I'm making comments on videos all the time, and always uplifting, positive comments. I never say, you stink. But I always try to be positive. I really do. I really try to be positive with all my interactions on the internet. Yep, 86,600 subs. That's pretty crazy. I think I originally, because there are people that have 4,000 subs that are verified. They have a little blue check, or not a blue check, but a check. I think that if I did, but now it's set to 100,000. You have to get to 100,000. So I could probably ask them to verify me before then, but I think it just happens automatically when I hit 1,000 or 100,000. So that means sometime next year I'll probably have 100,000 subscribers, unless I do some other video that explodes. And I really haven't been doing any new videos. I forgot I should have done a stocking stuffer video. I probably will do one for next year. I just need to set an alarm like in November to remind me to do it. And then that's one I could update every year, do a new stocking stuffer video for stocking stuffers for guitar players every year where I review a lot of things. That would be kind of fun because I love buying little gadgets and weird things and stuff. And would be capos and picks and strings and maybe an EBow, guitar hammer, things like that. Just weird things that a guitar player might not normally have, that if somebody's looking to buy something for them, they'll be like, oh man. And guitar players can never have too many capos or, strings are always a good bet. So anyway, let's see. We got 14 people on, 23 likes. That's pretty good. Oh, you printed song 3. Great. What did you ask? Are you in? No, I'm not in Rancho Cucamonga. No, no. I just thought it was a funny name. I'm in Granada Hills, technically, Los Angeles City proper. But Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a good day. I hope you're with family. I hope you're having a good time. If you're alone, I hope this brought a little joy in your life. I know this has been an hour that I've been talking to you, so hopefully, if you're just stuck alone, whether it's because of COVID or whether because you just you can't afford to fly home to see family, I totally understand that. Normally what we would do when we managed the building, and even still now, we would bring in all the orphans. Anyone who didn't have any place to go, we would take them in, and we would end up with 25 people at dinner. This year, we're not really doing that, obviously, but that was something that we really tried to do. And so I'm hoping you're able to get some food somewhere, or I don't know. Stuff. Just get a McRib. McRibs are back. And I'd totally be happy with McRib for Christmas dinner, in my opinion. But I don't know if my ticker would like that too much. So let's see, Gary, I had my dad over. Oh, nice. Oh, perfect. That works perfect, Gary. Ooh, roasting a lamb. That's cool. Oh, hey, good to see you again from India. I just ordered 2 Indian instruments. I ordered I got a new instrument. I will get it Sunday, so I'm not going to tell you. I'll reveal it Monday. Okay, I bought something new, but I can't pick it up until Sunday because it was used at Guitar Center, and it's not another Squire, so it's not going to be that boring. It's actually pretty cool. I think you'll dig it, and it's something I didn't have. In fact, I'm going to go hunting next week for more stuff that I don't have, particularly instruments in total. But tumbi is what I got. A tumbi. It's a one-stringed instrument. It's really tiny. It's got a little drum and one string on it. Unfortunately, it's a friction tuner and it's fretless. But I think it's $50, and I'm like, oh, $50 instrument that actually gets used. When you hear it, you'll go, oh, I know that sound. So my composers will appreciate it. I got another Indian instrument that I can't remember what it's called, but it's a weird thing. You'll see that one too. I'll reveal those when I get those. It'll be fun. And then I may try to go on the hunt this week for more. I may order. I talked to the people that make the whatchamacallit, hurdy-gurdy. And I was going to pay for it all right now and just say, okay, I'll pay for it now so I get the write-off this year and then just get it to me when you get to me. It's a year-and-a-half wait list. I'm like, wait, what? So they said they might jump me up a little bit because I do film scores and stuff. So, so I'm just going to go ahead and pay the deposit on that, I think. And so I probably won't see that thing for a year or at least. That's something that I may add this week as well to the arsenal. What else? Yeah, I don't know. And I was looking, my bass 6, right? Wait, let me flip it this way. The bass 6 that's on the wall behind me when I'm doing the videos, that's just a Squier one. That was cheap. That was like $350. But I love the pickups and the sound of that one. And so what I'm thinking is I really need to get a Jaguar. Alex is a big Jazzmaster guy. And between the two of us, we don't have a Jaguar. So I thought about going on the hunt for a Jaguar. And I wouldn't want to get a Squier one. I'd actually probably get a Fender one or maybe a Japanese one. Get an American or a Japanese one. So, Derek, what's going on, man? Who we got here? Prime Rib. Jim League, way to go. It's called Tumba. One string only. Tumba or Tumbi? I thought it had an I at the end of it. Tumba. Yeah, so I'm getting one of those. I ordered it already. Let's see. Have a great rest of your Christmas, everyone. Bye. Okay, Jim, take care. You were talking about getting a Greek bouzouki. I know I am still talking. I'm still thinking about that. I've got the card still from the NAMM show. And I think I could order one. The great thing about the bouzouki is that I don't want any ornamentation. I mean, in fact, even with I talked to the people that make the hurdy-gurdy, and I said, don't paint it. I don't need to paint it. It's going to be my studio. I don't need it pretty. It'll be sold when I die, so I don't really care. And so save your time and save me money if you can. If you don't save me any money, that's fine. Just save yourself some time. Oh yeah, Derek, it has been a while. But the Greek bouzouki, I was supposed to get one of those for a game, and I guess that composer didn't end up getting that game and didn't need the Greek bouzouki. But I will. Greek bouzouki is very different than the Irish bouzouki. I may order one next year. The thing is the number I have from, and actually it seemed like a pretty reputable website. And I would pay like through PayPal or something like that, and it would transfer to euros. I think the one I wanted was like $300 or whatever, and then shipping was like $100. But it wasn't. I just wanted a basic Greek bouzouki. And it needed to play in tune. It needed to sound good, but it didn't need to look pretty. And so many of the Greek bouzouki's, like all the levels, they're most of it is a lot of ornamentation. And I'm like, nope, I can save money there because they can get expensive if you get them all fancy. But it's like, and I don't really think I'll need a pickup. I could pay extra to get a pickup in it. But I don't know. The hurdy-gurdy, I'm having to put a pickup in. That thing, because I know I can run that through some distortions and some effects and create some insane sounds with so I'm having, I think, I can either put in a passive or an active pickup. I haven't decided that, but I think I'm just going to go save some money and just go with a passive pickup because I don't need volume control or anything like that on it because I'll do all that in the box. So probably just get a passive pickup. So what's Denise saying? I was working at home call center rep and our entire VPN dropped, so I get to watch that. Yay! But I'm getting ready to sign off. It's definitely a different lesson. Normally I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting here now. If you watch the beginning of the video, we're doing a kind of a shootout between two different Boss pedals, a distortion pedal and an overdrive pedal. He got one. I gave him one for Christmas, and I got one for Christmas. And so, and we were using the Twin 12 amp, which is one of my favorite amps. Hey, who's this? Ninja Netty. What's going on, man? Good to see you. So that's all the news that fit the print. I'll be on tomorrow around 9 o'clock. I'll try to get going by 9 to do the third lesson of this series this week. And because I just didn't feel like, although it's funny because I got like 25 people at one point, I didn't feel like anybody would want to watch on Christmas morning. Will you play any Christmas song I like? I can do that. Hold on a second. Let me see. I actually have a video up on this one. We got to go like this. What's the chord I use there? And on that note, Merry Christmas. God bless you all. I hope that you have a safe holidays, and I hope you get to spend some time with some friends and some family, and you don't feel alone. I don't want you to feel alone. Part of the reason why I logged on, because I was afraid some of you might be alone. So we can't take in all the orphans this year like we normally do, but we are definitely thinking about everybody out there that is alone and can't be with family or don't have family. So I hope you make an effort. If nothing else, get out by some nature or something. Go for a walk, get some fresh air, and feel better about everything because it's been a tough year. I'm glad it's almost over. Hopefully 2021 isn't 2020 plus one more, like Nigel Tufnell in Spinal Tap. That's one more, isn't it? This one goes to 11. Hopefully 2021 isn't 2020 going to 11. So, God bless you all. Take care and have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay, we'll finish up our series tomorrow. All right. And now I got to figure out how to stop. How do I stop? Save highlight. No, what? Do I just? This is funny. Oh, look, I can change. Oh, this is cool. See, I didn't know I could do any of this. Ooh, look. Ooh, fancy. I should have been doing this. Oh, we're dancing. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this isn't helping. If I just hit that's okay. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Cancel. End. I'm going to end. Okay, here you go. Later. Bye-bye.